Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs. 740-689-6991.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster or 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Federal, in cooperation with Interface Video, presents the Lancaster Festival, live from downtown Lancaster. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan makes it easy to take control of your personal finances and build your wealth. You can access your accounts 24/7 with online banking, bill paying, and debit MasterCard. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, checking, savings, and home loans, online and on the go. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Also brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Walker Shoe Center, Buckeye Lake Marina, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Historical Parks, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Fleet Masters, Dagger Johnston, Miller Ogilvy and Hampson, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Ohio Christian University, the Frame Shop, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Lancaster Festival Live. I'm your host, Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us, and this is truly the live part of Lancaster Festival Live. Normally, we're just catty corner from here across the street in the lobby of Fairfield Federal downtown here, and we do the show every Tuesday. But this week, because of the big Lancaster Festival going on, we, again, this year will have shows every day. At this time, noon will come on to about 12:45. Monday through Friday, and we'll have a live show down here. So we're looking forward to it, and we've got a lot of great guests lined up, a lot of great music you'll hear, events throughout the festival from the previous day or so. We'll play some clips of things going on, so we're looking forward to a great week down here, and thank you for joining us on Lancaster Festival Live. And we begin things with our good friend Judy Root, president of Fairfield Federal. Judy, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good to be here, and nice to see you, Paul.
We would say that last Friday we were scheduled to be on, but we got washed out because of the rain, so we appreciate your accommodating us and coming back. Rain has kind of been the hallmark for the first couple events. It's been a rough beginning, but this week looks much better.
It does, and I'm so thankful that hopefully the rest of the festival is going to be really nice.
Well, I know you guys up at Fairfield Federal are so involved with the art walk. You have great art in there. Tell us who you had up there, and I know it was very crowded with people. I've been up there. Water's always at a premium. You're always handing out water, so that's one of the great things to have out. But big crowd on Friday night.
It was a wonderful crowd, and we have Jerry Davidson, who paints houses and beautiful homes. And the last few years, we've also had Jim Gherkin, who just does beautiful landscape and barns and all kinds of things. He's got some pictures of his ship that it's just so really neat art. Jerry actually will be up there all this week painting in our front window. So if anybody wants to come and just watch him paint, it's pretty interesting to watch all that he does. And he goes out and gets the pictures of the houses, and then he just sits there and paints all week.
He did one for me, and I got him. I went on Friday night up there, and he gave me a card, and I ended up having him paint a home for me that our daughter had bought over on Lake Street. but I'm not a great art person. I don't know a lot about art. So people like Jerry, like Jim, like Ed Kitchen, that's art to me, because I know I can't do that. There's some of this stuff I see down here, I could do that. So I'm not sure that's art. Now, are you able to sneak away a little bit on Friday night to go out and get around the art walk?
I went out for about a half an hour, but by the time you meet everybody you see, you don't have time to look at the art. We decided it's more about socializing than it is about art, but it's a lot of fun.
That's it. So now we're into the big week, the only full week of the art festival right now. Anything obviously you'll be looking forward to the Beach Boys, America's band. We all are. Any other events that kind of get you excited that you put on your calendar to say, I have to attend that?
Yeah. Well, I was at the opening gala, which was phenomenal. It was so beautiful up there at St. Mary's. And I went last night actually to one of the free concerts, which is really nice. This one happened to be in Baltimore. It was the Woodwinds Quintet. That was beautiful. We will be going to the the Wednesday night thing. That's Tusk. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to that one, but I for sure am going to go to the Three Musketeers event. That I like to take the nieces and nephews and go to that. Everything we can get to. I am going to one cafe concert, but that's a little difficult in the afternoon when you work. But
well, who's going to tell you no? Keaton?
Well, he might. You never know.
Let's just touch on that. We don't want to dwell on that. You're into your final year now. You're winding down. You've directed your last community band concert. That kind of begins the year ending now. So at the end of May, I believe, you'll wind down as president here. Kind of mixed feelings, I'm sure. As it gets closer, it'll be so exciting. But I mean, you've done this for a long time at a very high level. A pretty exciting year coming up then.
It is. I'm excited for the next step in my life, and my husband's been retired a couple of years already, so he's really eager for me to retire. Of course, I'll miss Fairfield Federal. I've been there 45 years. It's kind of hard to, not miss all of that and all the people and the customers and everything. But I'll be on the board. I'll continue to be on the board for a few years as long as they'll keep me. And Mary will take over and do a fabulous job. Mary Snyder has been named as my successor. She will do a fabulous job as president of Fairfield Federal, and so I'm really excited.
Well, and you look at the ones of the past, Bus and Ron and you. I mean, she's got some big shoes to fill.
Well, she's more than ready. She is just phenomenal. Everyone will pretty soon say, Judy who?
I doubt that very much. So do you and Steve have big plans, trips, anything? Just going to wind down for a little while or play with the grandkids, or what's the plan?
Well, we don't have any grandchildren other than our Rotary grandchildren, but we hope to go and travel around the world and visit all of our 22 kids all over the world.
Oh my, and you've got that in the works?
We've been talking about it already and trying to figure out. We're going to have to go continent by continent, I guess.
And I'll say that you'll have a great time because we've interviewed them on the show. You always bring them on, sometimes one, sometimes two. But what exceptional young people I have always seen. They're kind of like in our Kiwanis Club, Key Clubbers. They're just very elite kind of kids. They have their heads on straight. And I think for you it would be fun to go back then, see them in a different setting, and see them accomplish some of the things that maybe they talked about when they were here.
Oh, it's amazing. Most of them are doing what they said they were going to do when they were exchange students here. And, of course, we've been doing this for 22 years with hosting the kids, so many of them are into their careers. And so we even have one in the Czech Republic who has a hotel, so we're hoping we can stay at his hotel.
At least a nice discount, right?
Exactly.
I hosted you. Can't you host me back? So it's going to be a fun year. I can't say we'll miss you. We'll see. We've got a whole year to see you up here. Now, is Mary ready to direct a community band? Because I remember Ron doing it. I don't think Bus probably they didn't do it then, but Ron doing it, you've done it, so it's on her shoulders.
It is, but she actually plays the flute, and she wants to actually play, and I've already talked to Judy Rare about that, and she's like, great to let her play the flute instead of directing.
Well, then she has a leg up if she's already music, because some of us are challenged in that area, but you always do such a great job of directing that up there. So it's going to be a fun year. Are you ready for the Beach Boys this week? Did you see them when they were here before?
I did, and I'm ready to see them again. They've always been one of my favorite bands all my life.
And I'm sorry people didn't get to see the Mavericks on Saturday night. I don't know if you were familiar with them or not, but they were really a good band. I'm hoping Ken and the board can maybe get them back at some point, because they really have a great sound. I think the crowd would have enjoyed them very much. So maybe in the future, I hope they can get back.
I really do too. And it was kind of a shame because Gary wrote charts for them, and they've never played with an orchestra before.
Yeah.
So they were looking forward to it, and of course everyone else was.
Just keep that on hold.
Yeah, right. They have them now, so the next time they'll have them, they can use them, hopefully.
All right, well, very good. Well, Judy, enjoy the rest of the festival. It's going to be a fun week. I think the weather, for the most part, this week is going to be very good, so we're looking forward to a good time as we head toward about a week away with Saturday night with America's Band, the Beach Boys. So enjoy it out there. We'll see you out there. And again, thanks for hosting us over behind us at the Big Fairfield Federal. Every week we have such a great time there. Thank you.
We're happy to do it. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judy Root, president of Fairfield Federal, with us today. And we are excited to be live. We're going to be broadcasting every Monday through Friday right here. We're at near the fountain downtown, so we're going to have an exciting time doing that. So we're looking forward to each and every day having you out here and talking to us a little bit and get to see some great guests and have things going on here. So it's going to be a good Monday through Friday. So we thank Judy Root for joining us here. And we continue live downtown on a beautiful Monday as Lancaster Festival Live. It's a pleasure to introduce Mr. Todd Yunkin. And Todd, this is probably your first TV interview here with your new job as director of the Fairfield County Historical Park.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. I've been here about 3 weeks. I started on June 26th, and I worked with the former director, Dave Fay, for about 3 weeks, which was a pleasure to work with him. And enough can't be said for what he's done for the community and the Park District, and he's a true historian.
Yep. He's worked a lot of years and worked very hard. I mean, it's been a great place down there. The historical parks have grown so under his leadership. So a little guy, but big shoes to fill, huh?
Absolutely, and you're not the first person to say that, so I'm sure I'll continue to hear that.
Well, I'm sure Dave said it many times. I'm sure most of it you heard it was from Dave.
Yeah, Dave said it a few times.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, where you grew up, and kind of a little bit about Todd Yunkin's story.
Sure. So I've lived in Central Ohio my entire life. Went to the Ohio State University, got a degree in natural resources and Parks and Recreation Administration. I've got over 20 years of experience in parks administration. I've started in Columbus Recreation and Parks. I've also worked with the Franklin County Metro Parks. The majority of my career was spent at Preservation Parks of Delaware County for 15 years. And there I served as the deputy director and as the manager of park operations. And then most recently with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, Division of Parks and Watercraft.
Well, as you take this over, and again, I think you take over a park system that's in pretty good shape. They passed a levy a few years ago, and they finally got good funding, and some things are going on. Of course, we always talk about Rock Mill, and we will later on in this interview. But what's your focus as you look kind of an overview of the historical parks?
Well, my focus is to continue what's been started, which we're going to focus on history and culture and conservation and natural resources. Just my first week here visiting the parks that are already here are absolutely incredible. And Cross Mound Park, an X-shaped prehistoric Indian mound, only one known to exist in the world. Joaquina Nature Preserve, which is a partnership with the Ohio History Connection, a beautiful nature center. It's got 69 species of birds, 8 of Ohio's native orchids. Just a beautiful place if you haven't been down there. And then, as you mentioned, how can we forget Rock Mill? That was the first place that I visited on the weekend when the mill was actually running, and absolutely incredible. It is staffed on the weekends from 1 to 3 on Saturdays and Sundays, and if you haven't been out there, I highly encourage it. You can go out there anytime, but on the weekends we have an incredible group of volunteers that'll have the doors open. You can go up on the different floors, and they'll show you how the mill works.
And I guess that's really when we think of I'm speaking with Todd Yunkin, who is the new director of the historical parks here at Fairfield County. And when we think of, I guess, the historical parks, that's the one we all think of. Just like here in Lancaster, we think of Rising Park, I think, for the most part. When we think of you and your group of parks out there, we think of out there in a beautiful Rock Mill area, how wonderfully that's all come together over the years with a lot of hard work from a lot of people. But I would imagine when you saw that for the first time, as a parks kind of guy like you are, that's pretty awe.
With all the history I have in parks, I'll have to say the historical end of this is what was most appealing to me. And when I saw Rock Mill for the first time, that's all I needed to see. And so I'm excited to be a part of it, and it's absolutely an incredible place.
We talked about the 8 covered bridges too. We've got posters around covered bridges. Again, the history here in Fairfield County is, that's something that kind of sold it on you, I guess. But just lots to see around here in Fairfield County.
Absolutely, and there's even a covered bridge at Rock Mill. So, and we have a 9th bridge hopefully coming here soon, and the bridges are beautiful, and this incredible thing to see.
I know out at the festival they have a couple out there as you move around. They're moving them in and out all the time, but always a lot of logistics, and I guess with the incredible huge staff that you have, that's an easy job to do, right? That's a joke.
Yeah, right. No, one of the things where we're going to work on is backfilling a couple positions within the park district. Some other things we're going to be doing is continuing to enhance the current parks that we have. That includes access, restrooms, parking, things like that. And we've got a few sites that aren't open to the public yet that we're going to continue to develop.
So I guess as you indicated, that's your job is probably not to make any major changes as you come in. Just plug into the things that Dave has started or gotten up and running, and I'm sure there will be some changes, but just kind of see where you are, get the lay of the land, and then look at in the future, see where we're headed?
Sure. We're not going to make major changes. Dave's done a great job here, as I mentioned. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing, which are clean, safe, well-maintained parks.
Have you met Mike Tharp, who is the head of the Lancaster City Parks and Recreation Department yet?
I have not met him yet, but I've certainly heard good things about him.
Well, I just happened to see him across the street. He's probably eating. Knowing Mike, you'll find out that's one of his favorite things to do. But he's a great guy, and he'll be a great asset to you and a great person to bounce things off of as you look for resources here in Lancaster and Fairfield County, people to talk to. I saw Fred Strauser, who is on the board of the folks that hired you. He's downtown listening to the group behind us here. So I guess part of your job then, as well as growing your staff and doing things like that, will be to, I guess, learn about the community and talk to people who know about the community and see where the parks all fit into that.
I've met a lot of great people. There's a lot of support here, and every day I meet new people and great partnerships, and continue to grow those partnerships as I'm here. So far the welcome's been great. It's only been 3 weeks, and I assume I'll meet people every day that I'm here.
Well, at the festival you will meet them. Have you ever been to the Lancaster Festival before?
I have not. I did go to Family Fun Day Saturday. A little bit of weather issues during the day. Moved the tent a couple times, but met a lot of people there, and it was a wonderful day.
Well, you're going to enjoy it here, and your family, everybody comes down. You'll have a great time down here. So Todd Youngkin, who is the new director of the Fairfield County Historical Parks, good luck, many years of success. We'll look forward to having you on frequently in the future and talking about the great successes that we can look forward to in the historical parks.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Good. Thank you, Todd. Thursday night, and it seems like it was so long ago, Thursday night up at St. Mary's Church, the Festival Orchestra performed their gala. Always a huge opening event. Let's listen to a piece from that performance.
Lancaster Festival Live is brought to you by South Central Power, providing affordable, reliable, and safe electric since 1936. It's Ohio's largest electric cooperative, serving over 15,000 members in 24 counties. South Central Power, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. Also by Buckeye Lake Marina, located in Millersport at 2920 Canal Drive, offering new and used boats. They sell Yamaha, Bennington, Crown Line, South Bay, and Rinker. You can contact Buckeye Lake Marina at 740-467-2697. Also by Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, proud to support the 2017 Lancaster Festival, founded right here in Fairfield County. Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care provides care where you need it, in your home, in a hospital, or a facility. Learn more at fairhopehospice.org. And by Fleet Masters. For over 20 years, Fleet Masters has provided medium and heavy-duty truck repairs for our customers throughout central and southeastern Ohio. They're locally owned and operated in their 10,000 square foot facility located at 202 Quarry Road in Lancaster.
My name's John Hamilton. I'm 21 and I live in Lancaster. I look at the dog shelter. Well, in the morning we had a meeting and then they tell you what to do. I open all windows up. I get the boys disinfected. I give dogs water. I pick up trash outside sometimes in the parking lot. Basically, I pour the water bowls out and I fill up the water bowl, fill it up, then I put it back in there sometimes. Do that, get dogs water. All the co-workers are nice back here. They're all nice. Well, people need to give dogs a chance because dogs, you give dogs a chance, the dog will be your best friend. And dogs won't be so mean if you don't go hitting on them, but if you be nice to a dog, they'll be nice back to you. Got a black and white dog, puppy here, and I bonded with it and it got adopted out, so I miss that dog. It's a cool dog. My dad, he shows me how to do stuff. It's like I'm outside mowing the grass. I didn't know how to mow the grass, so my dad showed me how to mow the grass. It feels good to help my dad pay the bills in the house. So it feels good to have a job to help my dad with the bills. You can get a job, just do a good job. When your boss tells you to do something, you just go out and do it and prove to your boss you can do it. I like to work here for a long time.
Welcome back to Lancaster Festival Live. Paul Jasson with you, and just let me give a plug for that great guitar and the orchestra up at St. Mary's on Thursday night. A fabulous performance up there. Had a little rocky since then with some things going on at the fairgrounds and out with the Mavericks. You know, little water situation there, but Thursday night was wonderful, and this week looks great too as we head to America's Band on Saturday night, the Beach Boys. Now it's time for our annual visit with Brandy Hurd-Behringer from Ohio Christian University. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Things have changed since we were here a year ago.
Just a little bit.
Your official title, you're a Lancaster recruiter and enrollment counselor for Ohio Christian University, and you're over on the corner of 6th and 6th and Memorial?
Yes, 6th and the Memorial Drive, yep.
So you hold the fort down there, and tell us what's going on at Ohio Christian.
Well, right now we are just gearing up for the fall semester, as we typically are this time of year. Just a lot of people coming in, telling us what exactly they're interested in doing, and I like to sit down with them and just see exactly what we can fit their interests with the degrees that we have. Right now we have some new programs that are beginning to pick up quite a bit in popularity. We got a lot of IT interest in this area. Yeah, so we started up some new bachelor programs in IT and data analytics, stuff like that. Couple new master's programs as well, but we still see that most people are interested in that MBA.
When people come to you, let's say as an undergraduate, not as an MBA, and you counsel them, and let's say they don't have an IT interest or they don't have anything specific laid out, you try to guide them, or let's just take a little bit of time and take some classes that are general?
Yeah, you can certainly start that way, but I do find that, kind of the counseling portion of that is that all you really need to do is talk to somebody about what they're interested in, yeah, and kind of where they come from. So in the adult program, we have a lot of people that have been working for quite a lot of years already, so they have work experience. And so if they like the field that they're in, we can play off that work experience and then put them into a degree that would really look great on a resume.
So that as an adult, if they come to you, maybe that's one of the tracks that you take them down. Do you like what you do? You've done it for 15 years, you're going, we can offer this, this, and this, and that'll lead you there.
Yeah, exactly. And if they don't, if they don't like the field they're in and they want to change it up, which I do see that sometimes, then I just, show them exactly what we have and just explain, where they could go, job possibilities, what employers are looking for right now, what's hot on the market, and just kind of go from there.
So when you talk to somebody coming in, where do you tell them they'll be attending classes? Is much of it online, or is all of it have to be attended?
And so it's both. We have 100% online, so we have a lot of people that from all over the states that will do the online program. People in this area generally prefer the one evening a week, and that's still, they're considered a full-time student just going one evening a week. And they just do one class at a time, and they still have like a full course load for the semester. And their one class every week is at Fairfield Christian Academy on the upper level. So we kind of convert that after 6 p.m. It converts into our adult classroom space.
Are there summer classes going on now, or is everything kind of on hold until August, September?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. We do have multiple starts per year. So it's not just like one fall start, one spring. We do have people that will start throughout the year. So if somebody wants to start in the summer, we can absolutely do that. We've had quite a big number of enrollment just for spring starts, for summer this year so far. So June and July were pretty big.
Have we seen an uptick of people that you're seeing that start to attend classes each year? Is there continued growth in that area in Ohio Christian?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty, it's been very blessed actually. We're going into this new year. We had an exceptional spring. And right now there's a lot of buzz, with our new president that we have. So Dr. Smith finished as of July 1. And then August 1st, we'll be having Dr. John Kalaga will be coming on. So we're excited to see, where we could go with him with us as well.
And you talked earlier about IT, probably the buzz thing now, and always on TV or on radio you'll hear about what the jobs are where college graduates could get into. Are there other areas besides IT that if someone doesn't know that you could say you might be interested in and tick off a few items?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And sometimes we even see that, we can look at what somebody really enjoyed in high school. Even though it was a long time ago, people remember the things that they were passionate about. So yeah, I mean, it might not be IT, it might not be business, but perhaps they're looking at like a helping profession, That's another thing that we see a lot of here is the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, the RN to BSN, that's a big one. Yep, and we have a lot of partners with the local hospital.
So the BSN, that's 4 years?
That's just 2 years. Actually, it's 20 months from start to finish. But usually it's shorter than that for our nurses because we partner with so many hospitals around the area, and we can take off a discount there, and a lot of them have come from colleges that we partner with, which shortens their length of time in the program.
And I would think, especially with something like a nursing or even an IT, you could say chances of getting a job out here pretty good.
Pretty good. That's right. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Of course, it's all about how you apply yourself and how bad you want it, obviously, and that's something that I do mention to people as well when I meet with them. But yeah, I really enjoy to, kind of play off of what somebody really wants to do with their life and give them a way to make it happen. And they don't have to sacrifice their family time. They don't have to sacrifice their work schedules. It's built to be a program that's full-time around the working adult. So it's wonderful.
Speaking with Brandy Hurd-Behringer, she is a Lancaster recruiter and enrollment counselor for Ohio Christian University. And the people you talk to, what percentage are more adult versus right out of high school? You deal with 90% adults moving on?
I would have to say yes, at least 90%. Yeah. The average age of our student is about 38. So yeah, most of the time, that's not to say we don't have some 18, 19, 20-year-olds that come in and want this format. Usually when that happens, it's because they have a very demanding work schedule. So yeah, we do see the young ones come in. I wouldn't say that that they wouldn't fit in by any means. But yeah, most of them are probably, late 30s, mid-late 30s.
So if someone wants to get a hold of you based on what we're seeing here today, what would be the number or the website? How can they contact you or the university?
Oh, sure. They can reach my work cell phone, which is the best way to reach me. It's 740-412-2679. And then you can also text that number as well, since it's like my mobile work cell. And then we also have our website, which is ohiochristian.edu. And you can go in there and select the tab that says Adult and Graduate Studies, and that will kind of give you an idea of everything we offer and what courses are in each of those programs.
So in your condition, I'm not sure you do a lot of walking, you don't do a lot of art walk, but is there anything at the festival maybe you want to try to get to in this next week?
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because really the highlight every year is coming to talk with you guys. I mean, I'm like, is it time to see Paul yet? So really after this, it's all lame. Yeah.
You go out to the Beach Boys, will you see them?
I may. It depends. Yeah, it depends on really how hot it is.
I understand. Well, good luck. This is our annual meeting here. We'll look forward to, in another year, a different scenario here. Maybe we'll be pushing a little stroller or something around here, looking for, when is the big day?
The due date is the end of September. So yeah, it's coming right up. We got a couple months.
So right at school when they need you, you're going to bail out.
Yeah, pretty much. See ya.
Very good. Brandy Hurd-Behringer from Ohio Christian University. We'll be back in just a moment on Lancaster Festival Live. Never mind. Again, a wonderful time up at St. Mary's with the orchestra up there, and Nessun Dorma, just great music, great vocals, great instrumentation. What a way to open up the Thursday night at the Lancaster Festival. We're Lancaster Festival Live. I'm Paul Jasson. And again, a rocky start. Poor old Ken Culver and everybody on the board. It's been rough with the Saturday and everything that went on. But now it's a beautiful Monday downtown here. We'll be broadcasting live each and every day, and looking forward to just a great week for the 2017 Lancaster Festival, 33rd one. Looking forward to it. And we'll continue in that great vein with our good friend Temple Custer. Temple, how are you?
I'm great, Paul.
Good,
how are
good.
you? I'm better now that I get to sit with you and it's not raining.
Man,
No
I'm on a
risk
roll.
of-
Brandy, then you.
I
Nice
know,
thing
right?
to
No,
say.
no risk of being electrified or
Could have been a little exciting here on Friday.
Could have been, right? It could have been. So yeah.
Well, Temple is a marketing guru with the Fairfield County DD, and pretty exciting time for you to be around Lancaster and everything that you do. I'm fortunate to be in Lancaster, Kiwanis with you, and I read your newsletter every week. You send that out. Lots going on.
There is a lot going on, and in fact, this year we are celebrating our 40th. That's not right. Our 50th anniversary as a county board, and not just us, but all the county boards in the state of Ohio. So it's kind of hard to imagine that 50 years ago there were no county boards for individuals with developmental disabilities, and where we've come in that time. It didn't start out as a very happy story. You know, it used to be that there was a lot of segregation, a lot of institutionalization, and yet you fast forward to where we are today, and we have individuals employed permanently in the community that are integrated in the community, and like we like to say at Fairfield DD, are becoming of the community, not just in the community. So it's exciting times.
And you talk about 50 years ago. I can remember that as being a young person in the Lancaster City school system. And again, it was just a different animal back then, based on how I see you handle the kids you roll through. And not that we knew any different, so everybody did the best they could back then. But it was a different time if you had kids in your class that were of the type of kids that you deal with. It was much more difficult on young people back then. They are so fortunate to be in this time.
Oh, absolutely. And in fact, a lot of people don't know that in Fairfield County, Forest Rose and Fairfield DD was born out of a small classroom that assembled in a church basement. It had about 10, 11 students in it. It was a church basement up on, I believe, 5th Avenue. And those students, most had Down syndrome, and they were segregated into that little corner room of a church basement, and that's where they had their school. And, you know, thankfully, we're not there anymore. From there, it went to Forest Rose, which had predominantly just about any type of student with a developmental disability. And nowadays, our enrollment at Forest Rose is thankfully down to about 55 students. And those,
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, and those are students that we like to say have very medically fragile needs. So if there were a way to accommodate them in the city school systems, we would do so. But you know, today, if you have a child that happens to have Down syndrome or falls on the autism spectrum, chances are that we can make sure that they get into a mainstream school, which was unheard of even, 10, 15 years ago.
And I know some of the teachers that teach out there over the years. Some are retired now, but what a dedicated bunch of certainly volunteers, but certainly paid people and people that help you do what you do. They make your job and then John's job it was just much easier.
Right. And it's all about making John's job easier in the end.
John certainly thinks so.
Right. John Picar, our superintendent. No, he's been a real driving force behind everything that we do. He very much thinks outside of the box, sometimes to our chagrin, but he's really moved us forward. And I think a lot of people don't realize that we're really ahead of the game, as especially for the size of county that we are. We pioneer a lot of programs throughout the state of Ohio, and it's just unbelievable. We are now serving approximately between 1,150 and 1,200 people in the community and their families with developmental disabilities, and it's outstanding. And then that includes Pickerington and some of those outlying areas as well. We start serving families with children ages 0 to 3 and take them all the way through adulthood. So
I even just think a few years ago, I remember Blue Shoe Art
kind
of got its heels in, and it was started strong. It's kind of evolved in some things. I remember the coffee shop opened down there just as a private enterprise. Now it's all kind of amalgamated into Fairfield County DD. And I read your newsletter. I just think you guys are very forward thinking and really planning ahead and trying to do the best you can for the young people that you deal with.
Oh, absolutely. And we have a program obviously for kids that are school age. Then we get into transition programming. What do you want to do after you graduate? And we do paid internship opportunities. We partner very heavily with Fairfield Medical Center and the Project Search program there. So we start having conversations that honestly I wish people would have had with my kids when they were in high school. We start having those conversations really early. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And 20 years ago it was like, here's what you're going to do. Lucky you're going to do this. You're going to pour cereal in a box for the rest of your life. We don't do that anymore. Now we find everyone's personal genius and what do they want to do, and we make it happen.
Isn't that funny though that say 20 years ago they had the factory down there where that's what they did. They did kind of wrote things, and that was the greatest thing going. It was so wonderful to have that. So it would be remarkable to see where this might take us in 20 years.
Right, absolutely. And if you're not growing, what are you doing? So things that were excellent ideas 10, 15, 20 years ago were excellent ideas 10, 15, 20 years ago. And so we have to stay ahead of the game, and we have to think about what's next. And our number one mission is to make sure that everybody, regardless of whether or not they have a disability, is of the community, not just in the community. So that's why Blue Shoe Arts became an artist in residence program that's open to everybody in the community. That's why we don't do adult day services anymore as a county board. That's why we talk about job fusion and training, and it's about helping prepare people for a community that may or may not be prepared to receive them. And that's really, I think, where our next direction will be going, is how do we prepare the community to receive these people who shouldn't be a subset, who should just be people in the community who happen to have this. And I don't know about you, Paul, but I think just about everybody has some sort of deficiency or disability. I know I personally have several, and I know personally that you have more than I, so just kidding. Paul, you're one of my favorite people. You're the reason I come to Kiwanis. Well, you're the reason I volunteer with the Pancake Festival.
And is it true that you taught John Picar everything he knows? Or will you take that responsibility?
No, I believe that was David Ohl. I'd like to blame him.
David Ohl certainly believes that.
Yeah, right. Let's keep it like that.
Are your folks involved in any in the festival down here? You got any young people or folks in general doing things around?
People from DD? Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of volunteers, and then we actually received a grant that enables some of our individuals from the Opportunity Center to come down and do a lot of the maintenance and help with the cleaning and the upkeep of the festival. Those are paid positions. They're not volunteered, so they are getting paid for their time. But yeah, you'll see them around town doing some pretty hefty work, especially in this weather.
Got any big plans for the festival this week for you?
I do. I'm very excited for the Saturday concert, for the Beach Boy concert. And then I love the Wednesday concert too. I love to go out there. I think it's a little bit more relaxed.
Percussion's going to be out there this week too.
I heard that, and so I have an 11-year-old, so she likes to go out and do cartwheels in the field, and I can keep an eye on her and listen to some great music at the same time.
Well, I've got Temple Custer here from Fairfield County DD, Director of Marketing, and I know off camera here we've seen an intern that you brought with you, and he's like a little kitten. I can see every time I see him, his eyes open up a little bit more. He's learning so much, not always good.
Yeah, well, I think that's what that might have been a yawn, actually. I think I may be boring him. No, we've been very fortunate to have an intern with us this summer, and I get to take him around for a couple days and fill his head with vast amounts of knowledge and tell him things that I told my own kids, but they didn't listen to me. See, he's yawning. Don't yawn, Sam.
This is your chance, young man. Good luck. Temple, thank you. Enjoy the festival. Always a pleasure to be on. Enjoy America's band, the Beach Boys.
I will. Thank you so much, Paul.
Lancaster Festival Live downtown. We're glad to be with you. We'll be back in just a moment.
Since 1975, offering a lifetime guarantee on materials and workmanship. All framing is done in our workshop with the utmost attention to detail. You'll have a one-of-a-kind product custom made just for you. We can frame many types of items. We also offer frame and photo restoration and repair along with ready-made frames. The Frame Shop, where your business and loyalty are very important to us.
Begin the next step of your life at Ohio Christian University, one of the nation's fastest growing nonprofit universities. Earn an accredited associate, bachelor, or master degree entirely online, or attend class once a week at one of 11 convenient locations. Programs range from business and human services to RN to BSN, substance abuse counseling, and more. 855-OCU-GRAD or on the web, enroll.ohiochristian.edu.
We're Lancaster Festival Live. I'm Paul Jasson. We'll be telling you what's coming on here tonight in a few minutes, but we've got some more guests to talk about. Always a pleasure to have these folks with us, Cindy and Steve Smith, and I think you'll be able to tell which is which when we get a shot there of each one. First of all, thank you both for being with us. Cindy, we'll go to you first. Pretty exciting time for the Lancaster Festival. I would imagine that you see an uptick and things going on as more and more people get involved in the festival.
Oh, we sure do, Paul. Yes. Thank you very much for having us, too. Yeah, it's a busy time, a couple weeks ahead of time and a couple weeks after.
Yep. Steve, we'll go to you. What's new? Last year we talked about some new things that were going on here. Has this year brought about many more new things at the frame shop?
Yeah, actually we have a new paint line in called Country Chic, and it's an all-in-one paint line for like people that want to do some home crafts, like they have an old piece of furniture and they want to give it that shabby chic, country chic look. So it is a beautiful paint line that's doing really, really well.
Now, should I ask Cindy this or stick with you? Do you know the website address and the phone number?
I sure do.
Wow.
It is theframeshoponline.com, and we are located at 339 North Columbus Street, and our phone number is 740-654-9300.
And your hours this week are, this is Monday, so from here on out.
We're closed Sunday, Mondays, Tuesday through Friday we're open 10 to 5, and Saturday 10 to 2.
You trained him well.
Sure I did.
You have to be so pleased when the puppies, when they come around and they do what you've told them. It's been such an ordeal for you.
It is. Every day it's an ordeal. He's a character. He's on it. No.
At the frame shop, again, when we talk about local businesses, and we Phil Walker, we have them on, we have you, great local businesses that really cater to the community, and you get, I imagine, such a fun job to see people come in all the time, and they come in with a need. How can you help me? They don't have, in some cases, a lot of knowledge, but you're able to just square them away and help them. That's got to be, just makes you feel real good.
It does. It's very rewarding what we do. I enjoy helping people. I love problem solving, creative thinking, that whole thing, so anytime somebody has something, it doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to be worth a whole lot of money, but it means something to them.
And I almost think at times, just to talk with Steve with the new paint line, maybe we need to adjust the name of your business. Has that ever been kicked around? Because maybe people think all you do is make frames down there. Maybe they don't know all that you do, but I guess that'd be going on the website.
Well, true. We do have a website, and it has changed over the 45 years that we've been in business. It was the Frame Shop, and then now we've changed it to the Frame Shop of Lancaster. But we do, custom picture framing is our main business. We do have the Country Chic paint line, but in between there, we got a laser engraver, and that has been going very well. So we do personalized, customized, laser engraved gifts.
I guess that's what we just talked about last year, that it was just getting off the ground. Been a good year for that?
Been a good year for that. We'd like to see it grow more, and we'd like to show people what it is we do, and they just have to come in and see. So if they don't have something to be framed, come on in anyways, because there's something that we can make for you.
Steve, when you're down there, do you jump right in and help them, or do you just make Cindy do it all?
Oh no, Cindy makes me do it all. Oh no, I walk in each and every day. She's got an itinerary.
With the honey-do list?
Oh yes,
really?
And I follow it tightly.
Yep.
Yes,
So,
sir.
when you talk to customers, just talking with Cindy there, again, it has to give you a good feeling if somebody comes in with a project. Maybe they aren't squared away. Steve, how can you help me with this? And you kind of work through it and help them solve that problem. I guess that's a good thing about being a small business owner. You can do that.
Yes, sir. And it is, like Cindy said, it is very rewarding because it can be a little overwhelming when people come in. They see all the corner samples on the wall and the different matte samples, and it's like, I'm not quite as good at it as Cindy is, but I've learned by watching her deal with customers, and I pay attention. I'm a good trained monkey, so it does, and a lot of times we see the customer have like a slight sigh of relief.
Sure, and I'd say that is really your job there, is to guide people when they see all these corner frames up there, and there are so many. Again, it could be overwhelming.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Yeah, and so you kind of feel them out, see what they want, what the needs are, what they're trying to frame?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of give them a feel and ask them a little bit about their decor at home, where they're going to hang it, or if it's a gift for somebody, a little bit about whoever they're going to present this gift to, about what their likes and needs are.
Sure.
So yeah,
very good. Anything now that the festival's here? I know it's an exciting time for you. The festival, kind of a rough weekend to get started. A little rain out had a raining situation at the fairgrounds on Saturday. Then Saturday night, it gets rained out. It's a very difficult time. But as we go into this week, it's a beautiful day here. We hope the rest of the week will be this thing. Any items this week that you try to get to, or are you just too busy at work?
Well, no, we do try and do things. We went to Friday Night Art Walk, and then we would have been at the concert Saturday, and we'll go Wednesday and Saturday again, and then we'll try and get out. If our customers don't mind, we'll lock up for an hour for lunch each day and come downtown. Yes.
So you're looking, you Beach Boys person?
I would I've never met him. I've never seen him before, but I really want to meet him.
Are you going, you're going this Saturday night?
Yes, going this Saturday night.
Yeah, they're America's band. You have to see them.
Oh, I know, absolutely.
So I guess with the uptick of business, I guess that's a downside with being what you would term a small business. At times it's a little more difficult to get away.
It really is. And, we feel bad when we have to close. I mean, we like to take lunch hour if we can. A couple weeks ago, we lost a lady that had worked with us for 30 years. And so we took some time out, and we hope our customers understood that, too. Eleanor was just a bright spot, and a lot of our customers miss her, good lady, good creative lady, and we thank her a lot.
And Steve, I've watched the downtown over the last few years, and I really will call you a downtown business. You're only 3 or 4 blocks away there. What is it,
339 North Columbus Street.
330. I remember 405. I just didn't know 339 right there. I remember across the street. But you're a downtown business, so, I mean, boy, the downtown in the last few years, it's really turned things around to be part of this business community downtown here now with Dave Scheffler and everybody. We see the restaurants coming in, the events happening downtown. Pretty exciting time.
I think it is. I love the way Lancaster has progressed in the past few years. Some of our older buildings are getting rebuilt. I mean, it is progressively moving down our direction. So we do feel like we're becoming more of downtown, even though we're a few blocks away.
Yeah.
It does. It's a great feeling.
Sure. And you went to the Art Walk. Did you enjoy that? Any place you especially enjoyed on the Art Walk?
Yeah.
Probably with your art background, you probably see a lot of that, don't you?
Oh, I like a lot of that. I mean, art and clay. We had a few customers that come in and had some framing done. So we like to get around and see the people that patronize our business and come down and look at their artwork, of course. But I like looking at everybody's artwork. Everybody deserves to be checked out.
And they're with as many events as they have down here on Friday night at that Art Walk. Pretty much any kind of art that is out there is available to be seen.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just, wow, just a lot of variety of art.
Yeah. So busy week for you, no doubt about that. Things going on. Try to sneak away and do some things downtown and still get all the work done for your customers, right?
That's right. That's the biggest thing. Okay. Work comes first.
Well, and now I know he know it. Now the pressure's on you. Give us your website and your phone number too. Steve did it, and you trained him.
Okay, well, our email is sec66@att.net, and we are on the web at www.theframeshoponline.net. Okay?
And
Facebook.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, isn't that good?
That is good. I can see how he learned so quickly. Steve and Cindy from the Frame Shop, best of luck throughout this week. We hope it'll be a great time, and get out to whatever you can get to and enjoy the Beach Boys next week. It'll be, I hope, a day just like this when we're out there. I'll wave to you out there.
Okay, sounds good.
Great things happening each and every day here at the Lancaster Festival, and certainly the calendar is an important part of what's going on. Brought to you by Walker Shoe Center, a true sit-down, get your feet measured shoe store at 737 East Main Street. We'll be talking later tonight at 1:30, matinee at the mall, Bob Piaschik and the Mousetrap Band. 3:30, the cafe concert will be the Veronica String Quartet, and something I'm very high on, 8 o'clock, the High Street Stompers up at the KSC. So that's the calendar brought to you by the good folks at Walker Shoe Center. So thank you for joining us on our first show down here. We'll be back tomorrow at noon and each subsequent day, Monday through Friday, down here with Lancaster Festival Live. Have a great time at the Lancaster Festival.
Fairfield Federal, in cooperation with Interface Video, presents the Lancaster Festival, live from downtown Lancaster. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan makes it easy to take control of your personal finances and build your wealth. You can access your accounts 24/7 with online banking, bill paying, and debit MasterCard. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, checking, savings, and home loans, online and on the go. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Also brought to you by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, Walker Shoe Center, Buckeye Lake Marina, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Historical Parks, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, Fleet Masters, Dagger Johnston, Miller Ogilvy and Hampson, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Ohio Christian University, the Frame Shop, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.